Thank you for tuning in to another week, another episode of Outside the Box with Onney. I'm your host, Onney, the CEO, and as you know, I have another fire segment. I have someone that is bridging the gap to communities that we seem like we can't reach. So I need you guys to stay plugged in, tuned in, tapped in to Outside the Box. And we're back. Now, this week's segment is dear to my heart. Not only is the guest a dear friend of mine, but he is bridging the gap in a community that a lot of people seem like they can't reach. He's bridging the gap in those that are incarcerated with the free world. So I want you guys to give it up to none other than Adon of We Ship Pics.
How you doing? Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure having you. So I know who you are. Of course, you're my friend. But there's so many different layers to who you are, what you do, and the legacy that you're leaving behind in this community. So I wanted to have you at the round table so we can sit and talk about it all. But the company that draws the most attention right now, that holds dear to my heart, is We Ship Pics, because, you know, a lot of people don't know that I have a son that's incarcerated. And one of the things that he asks for the most is pictures. Right. So I want you to tell us all who you are, what all you do, and what brings you to the round table.
Well, I just got to salute you once again. I finally made Outside the Box.
Thank you.
Right. So, but my name is Adon. I'm the owner of We Ship Pics. I'm also an author. I have a publishing company called the Logos Publishing, and it's really all geared towards the community. Mm-hmm. I developed the company We Ship Pics because I saw a need. Mm-hmm. I saw a need, and having experience and having been incarcerated myself, I have firsthand knowledge. Mm-hmm. You know, I have firsthand knowledge about the importance of sending your loved ones pictures. You know, sending them educational material while they're down there, so they can kind of educate themselves. They can have a productive way of doing their time, right? And so it was when I got out. And in a free world, that was something that I wanted to give back. That was kind of like my way of giving back. And so we put it together. You know, actually, a friend of mine, he came up with the concept, and then it was just a good idea. Mm-hmm. And so I just put the whole structure to it. Mm-hmm. And then it just been a process, you know, just been a process from there. And so now we're here. I mean, I work the inside. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of like I guess you could say kind of low key. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, it's busted wide open, like we say. So it's really busted wide open on the inside. I got a lot of support. I got a lot of support from all different states outside of Texas.
Right.
And so now I'm just coming back to the community. I'm coming back to the people. I'm coming back to the culture that may not know who's behind We Ship Pics, or they may have seen We Ship Pics, but now is the time to really I ask them for the support so we can come on board and we can do some great things for our people and for our culture.
Because, you know, when I met you, I knew you as Adon, but I knew you as Adon with a publishing company.
Right.
But I would always see We Ship Pics logo, and it took a while for me to know that was who you were.
Right.
So it's really cool. So thank you for giving me the exclusive on that.
Right.
Now, I also wanted to ask you, you said that, you know, you were incarcerated, so that was your inspiration behind it. Now, how long have you actually been doing We Ship Pics?
Well, I mean, I had been doing it all my life because since a teenager, the community that I come from, like all of my childhood friends, they went to jail early, like in a teenager. So they would always write me because I was like the last, you know, they call still on the porch. So I wasn't all the way out there. So they would write me and ask me to send them money, send them pictures and things of that nature. And then I used to watch my grandmother. My grandmother used to write her sons and her brothers, which are my uncles, my great uncles. But I used to see her do it.
Now, what was your aha moment that said, let's turn that something I'm already doing? Because obviously you love to be able to bridge that gap.
Right.
It's something that you do naturally.
Right.
So something that you do naturally, what was that aha moment to turn into a business?
Well, it just made sense because it was untapped.
Yeah.
You know, it was untapped and it was outside the box.
Right.
And anybody that really knows me, I always been outside the box with how I move and the things that I do. It's kind of like unorthodox. So I was like, okay, here's a lane that's not too crowded.
Right.
I can create my own niche. And I said, okay, it makes sense because if I could stick with it, I know I have something right here. Because, you know, I mean, depending on how you look at it, prison is a big business.
Right, it
Yes,
is.
it's a big business.
And I salute you for finding like a legitimate hustle. And I don't even want to call it a hustle because it's a really legitimate business.
Yeah, it's a business.
But it's something that everybody can use.
Right.
You know, now do you only ship pics to incarcerated or do we ship pics to anyone?
Well, I got to keep some things under the wrap, but we're gonna diversify We Ship Pics. You know, that whole name is gonna be, you know, we're gonna get off into import and export, and we ship international, all kind of different stuff. But for right now, we just doing pictures and we doing books.
Okay.
Yeah, we doing pictures, we doing books. We're gonna get off into clothes, you know, because different states they have different needs, and so. You know, God willing, we'll be able to, you know, diversify.
Accommodate.
Yeah, we'll be able to accommodate, you know, as we grow. So, but that was my aha moment, you know, and just what I really wanted to do was put layers on it, because what I wanted the people in the inside to know that they can trust me, which they can. The word has spread it like wildfire. Now I wanted to come back to the community and come back to our culture to let them know that this is not about me making money, but this is something that we can use as a vehicle to move towards something else.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got to put your glasses on to see it.
Not only that, you know, having those pictures, a lot of inmates that are separated from their families don't get visits, and they live vicariously through those photos.
Right.
And they sit, what they say, we ride all night. They ride all night talking about those photos. And so it's so important. And so I salute you for giving back. That is your way of giving back to those that are incarcerated. And so while we're talking about it, I actually have a video for We Ship Pics. Let's check it out.
Well, you got the same old opening, boy.
Hey, man, you on the sideline, man. On the sideline. I need work no
Mill call.
Yeah, that is, man. We Ship Pics.
Kenny.
Right on time.
Nelly.
Yeah. We Ship Pics. 48 hours. First 48.
Come on, Nelson. Y'all talk to your boy, man. You do this every day, man. Yeah, last 4 months, anybody sent you
Man, them people holding my mail down now, man. Go back down there and tell the extra people, man, they holding my
You
mail.
talking to this Garcia, man. But you know what? I got something for you, though. This might help you out. This might help you out. You trying to profit? We Ship Pics, man.
Oh, yeah, that's that We Ship
support
Pics.
nobody.
Yeah, that's what we.
Y'all know about WeShipPics.com?
Yeah.
What's this?
Yeah, man, they send your pictures, man, your books, all that, man. You get on that internet, man, and you can have your people send it to you 2-3 days, man.
I call it the first 48, man. You had your pictures in about 2 days.
First
man.
4 days.
Oh, yeah, y'all, let me see what the pictures look like.
Yeah, it's better than that JPEG.
Check it out, man.
Yes.
WeShipPics.com, man. Check it out, man.
Man, that's super dope. I love that. WeShipPics.com. You guys make sure y'all go check it out. Log on to the website, see what services see offer. Tell a friend to go to We Ship Pics. So, Adon, speaking of the shipments of pictures and books, you yourself are also an author.
Yeah.
And you wrote, how many books have you written?
I've written 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. what's the titles?
Yeah, I have one called Repent or Perish. I have Icey, and I got Icey Part 2, which is also, Icey is also available in Spanish as well.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
Talk about diverse.
yeah.
Love that. Love that. So, Logos Publishing though also has published an array of authors as well. You know, if you don't mind me asking, who are some of the authors that you've had the pleasure of working with?
Wow. I would say one of our most notable authors is Derreck Mohammad. Derreck Mohammad is an activist, local activist here in Houston. He's been on the scene for years, so we had the pleasure of putting out his book. Also, Coach Cliff, he's a chess instructor. And we had the pleasure of putting out his book. Actually, we putting out his second book as well. I had a gentleman that I met while he was incarcerated. He reached out to me by the name of Derrick Roberson, and he has one of the first youth self-help book called Teen Swag. And the swag stands for Success While Aging with Guidance. And it's so dope. It's so innovative, and it's so futuristic. That's just the name of it that I could remember right off my head. But we have done other inmates that's been incarcerated.
That was my next question.
Yeah,
like
we have
those.
done that. Yeah, we have done that too. So that's really was like near and dear to me, because when I was incarcerated, I had 10 years. I did 8. And so one of the first things that I was thinking about was, how can I make some money? So over the years, just writing a lot of letters, reading, studying, developing a vocabulary, I started seeing that I had a gift for writing. And then once I saw that, now I tried to figure out, like, okay, man, I need somebody to help me publish my book. But I didn't have that avenue. And so now I'm able to give those guys the avenue that I didn't have.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
Man, congratulations on all of your success, and just, you know, being a bright light in a dark room, because you yourself, like you said, you were incarcerated. You did 8 years, and you came out. Not only did you launch a publishing company that's thriving, you also launched, you know, a company that can bridge the gap between inmates and the free world. So I commend you for that as well. Now, as far as work in the community, have you been involved in any type of community work with We Ship Pics?
Well, everything that, as far as my business is concerned, is I always have a community element to it. And so with the publishing company, what we used to do is we used to do giveaways. You know, we used to do essay contests. And so with We Ship Pics lately, what I've been doing, quiet as kept, all 2021 and 22, I just been donating books. I've been donating books to Fort Bend County. I've been donating books to Harris County. I've been donating books to Chambers County, all the local towns and cities around Houston. I've been reaching out to them and donating books, so that was just my way of giving back. And then plus I had a large inventory of books, because I sell books too.
Right.
So I publish books and I sell books too. And you know, I just, you know, like, you know, I could just tell anybody that, you know, you have to appreciate being different. You know, since I'm on outside the box.
Right.
You know, outside the box is really just being comfortable with who you are, the gift that you have, and the talent, because we're going to all be different. And we have to be able to embrace that. And it was a lot of time that I wanted to quit, or a lot of times I was like, man, this is not working. But, you know, you have to stick in there, because they always say that, the cliche they say, you know, trust the process.
Yeah.
Trust the process. But you really, really have to trust the process, because in the process is where you get the game. Yeah.
And that's, you know, one thing about it, and two things for certain is they can't take away your intellectual property once you learn it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and the second thing I want to say is you haven't failed unless you quit. You know, because every day is not always a good day. It's some days, I'll be honest, I don't want to come to the studio. Some days I'm tired.
Right.
But guess what? I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about being able to sit across from people like yourself that are living outside the box, because really it inspires me to be able to have like-minded people come and sit across the table from me and tell me what their formula for success was, what inspired them, what their aha moment was. So once you started seeing the impact that you were making in the community, like you said, We Ship Pics is wide open. Now it's like everywhere. It's not just local, it's in different states. How did that change how you moved, the course of your decisions?
Well, it really didn't. It really didn't. It made me. It's a lot of stress. Because it's a lot of stress because it has outgrown me and my little 1-2-man operation. So for one, it's a lot of stress. So for two, I know it's not about me. You know what I mean? It's a purpose in it, and you know, the creator got his hands on it, and so I'm just really being, you know, strategic, you know, as far as what we're trying to do, who we're going to work with, the different initiatives that we're going to but the different initiatives that we're going to implement. And so it just, you know, I guess you could say less seen, more work.
Yeah.
Less
Let your
seen, more work.
success make the announcements.
Yeah.
Now, Adon, Logos Publishing.
Right.
Also offers ghostwriting services.
Yeah.
I've seen that promo going on.
Right. And the thing is that I know it's a lot of people that have publishing companies and publishing services, and I know we live in the age of information. So I wanted to find my own personal niche. And that niche was, I know I'm a hell of a writer, and it just comes to me naturally. Like, I don't have certain gifts, singing or rapping or any of that type, you know what I mean? So I had to embrace who I was, being outside the box. I'm a little different. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that. So that's my gift. God gave me that. You know, I'm indebted to the creator. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, hey, let me bless others with the gift that I have to help them get their story out. Right. And so that's what we do. All the other, the intricate things, the details in the publishing, it's easy to just Google it. Right. You know, you can Google it and you can do it yourself and self-publish.
That's how I learned how to become a publisher. Because you know, the numbers that was being thrown at me were like ridiculous for my budget at the time. Right. And so once I did my research, I was like, well, I think I could do that now. Yeah, but most times people don't want to deal with that paperwork. They don't want to deal with that administrative part of it. Right. But for me, I was able to do it. Plus, I saved a whole bunch of money by switching to Onney. Right. But then that opened up, once people started seeing my books, they was like, well, who published you? And I'm like, I did. So that opened up a whole nother avenue, and I'm sure that's what happened for you. So you were able to pass that blessing down. What happened for me was, when I came home in 2010, I already had my first book written. And so I was trying to go to publisher. And so they were turning me down. I had one publishing company out of Dallas. She had a partner. It was two African-American females that owned a publishing company, and they actually did a movie that went to the theater. And so one half of the team was like, hey, I like this book. But because their whole niche was, they were taking the books and they were turning them to films. Okay. And so they didn't see the need for my story to get, turned into a film. So basically, she showed me how to do it. Not so much, but she just kind of pointed me in the direction and said, hey, you could do this yourself. And so once I did it and finally published it, and I was like, okay. And then I had to go through the process of, perfecting it. And then I was like, okay, hey, I got it. Yeah. And then it was like so hard because, where we come from, our culture is so centered around hip hop and rap and music, and all of my
associates. They have record labels and in the music business. And here I'm over here on one lonely man island over here. Just I'm at the publishing.
Yeah.
But I was okay with it because
Yeah,
I was
that's a
like,
whole
okay,
lane.
I'm different. I'm outside the box.
Yeah.
I'm outside the box with that. And then I had I just told people, I said, you know what, I'm gonna be like Jay Prince with his publishing company. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put a lot of people on. I'm gonna help them get their story out because no matter, we all have a story within us. We all have a book. I don't care what it is. You can, whatever you're expert in, you can actually convert that over into intellectual property, and you can liquidate that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what advice could you give any thriving authors that want to publish?
Well, authors, entrepreneurs, I say definitely do it. Definitely do it. And the Logos Publishing is the publishing company that this is not a hustle. This is like a ministry. And so by it being a ministry, and we approach it that way, and it's you're going to get way more than what you pay for. We're going to go over and beyond. So being an author it's a good thing because you get to leave information back. You get to leave your testimony back. You get to leave knowledge back that may help or get somebody through, or it depends on what type of book you want to write. But the most important thing, you have that intellectual property, and then you can leave that back to your kids. You can leave that back to your grandkids, or whatever. I've been in it over 10 years, so I know how deep this game is. For somebody that's just trying to hand at it and think they could do it, hey, go. I'm all for encouraging to do it, but it's deeper than what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Now, if it was something that you could have done different, and when I say that, I don't necessarily mean like a different lane that's outside the box. I mean, if you have acquired several businesses, you're an entrepreneur, you have walked your puppies.
Right.
So
Walking
if
it.
the advanced seasoned version of yourself now could tell the person that you were in 2010 when you just jumped out the gate, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell them to be patient, and to study, research, just to be patient, and I've done that. But looking back, if I would have not being so in a rush to try to catch in, just coming home and, you have all of these things that you want to do and the things that you want to accomplish. So, and to know that when you have a plan, and, you're a believer, whatever religious persuasion you prescribe to, if you're a believer, just know that everything gonna work out. It's gonna work out. When some doors close, that could be a blessing in itself. A lot of doors had closed on me. I was wondering why this didn't happen, or why that didn't happen, or why I didn't get it at this time, or this, things of that nature. So just being patient. That's what I would tell my younger self, to be patient.
All right. Now, what do we have? Now, tell us, what do we have to look forward to from We Ship Pics? Because I know you said you guys have.
Man, we got so much going on, but I would say we're going to be more visible. We're going to be more in the community. You're going to see us just doing a lot of what they call it, politicking. A lot of on the ground work. We ain't never stopped working, but now it's just time to get off to the culture, and just plug in. Maybe we do a podcast, or maybe we might put a little bit more energy into our YouTube channel. You know what I mean? We might, it's a lot. Just trying to let the audience know, like the culture, the hip hop culture, things of that nature. Like, hey, we have something for the culture, and it's like, I'm like Joe Biden. If you ain't visit WeShipPics.com, you ain't black.
All right.
You know what I mean? You have to tap in with We Ship Pics. You can't say you for the culture. You can't say you a real this or you this and that, and you have people that's incarcerated, and you don't have no excuse. You know what I mean? We do it all for you. All you have to do is go to on your phone. You can do it on your phone. Go there, and we take care of the rest.
Yes. So
Yeah.
let's remind our viewers, he has an Instagram page, We Ship Pics. Go make sure you hit that follow button. You scroll his content, see some of the services that he offers. There's also a YouTube page where there's promotional content for We Ship Pics. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get those numbers up. We also have a website, WeShipPics.com. Make sure you check out the full entire website. There is so much more there than just pics. Check out the book services that they offer. They ship books to inmates and incarcerated individuals as well. So make sure you check that out as well. And while I have your attention, I want to remind all of our viewers that we are on multiple platforms. You can find us every Wednesday at 7 on Spotify, Hip Hop Streets live stream music app, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Google Play, Apple Tunes, Apple Podcasts. I mean, you find us on any platform. You can also catch us on Thursdays on A-Star TV at 7 p.m. as well. So make sure you tell a friend to follow the movement. And if you're a YouTuber, make sure you go ahead on over to Outside the Box with Onney YouTube page. We have over 90 episodes available for you to see. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the bell notification, tell a friend to follow the movement so that you can be notified the next time we drop a new segment. I want to thank you, Adon.
I want to thank you for having me finally on Outside
the box, man.
Yeah.
You know, we always catch up. It's always like old times whenever we cross paths.
Right.
But it's been an honor to be able to sit across from you, learn more about what you do. Because I'm learning too. Because I know you as my friend. So, you know, we be so busy securing the bag. So just being able to sit across from you and just give you your roses while you're here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I want to give you your roses too, you know, success, you know what I mean? Consistency.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing it.
Thank you.
I like that.
I
salute
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Man, I just make it look easy. But you know what
hard.
they say, when you are thinking outside the box,
Right.
and you find your own individual lane.
Mm-hmm.
If that lane was for everybody, then everybody would be doing it. So you have to find something that works for you. And so, you know, I don't always expect it to be my road to be easy. I just keep showing up because in the back of my mind, I keep telling myself, you can't quit on yourself. And not only that, when I come, I love to celebrate others, you know, and our society has a weird thing where for me to walk up to a perfect stranger and give them flowers, they kind of have this weird, like, who are you? I don't know you. You know, what you want from me? Whereas when I can sit across from this table, I can give you all the flowers and all the accolades and shine all the light. And it's not any, people expect it, but it's so genuine because I feel like everyone that comes on Outside the Box have something to offer the listener. It's someone out there that's going to be inspired, that's going to be motivated. And so, because I'm motivated, so I know if I am, I know somebody else will be. So for the brown boys watching this show, for those that have been incarcerated, are incarcerated, that feel like they can't, there's not a means to an end, you know, I have Adon here who is a testament to that. You came out, you built a legacy, you're creating an avenue that can be left behind. Like you're creating an avenue for other people to be able to provide for their families. You're hiring, you know what I'm saying? So just that right there within itself, I salute. So continue to be, like I said, a bright light in a dark room. I thank you for coming on Outside the Box and sharing your energy with me. I hope all our listeners and viewers make sure you check us out at the same time, the same place next week. Is there anything you want to leave the guests with?
Yes. Just know it's a bag in any lane you choose. Stay in your lane. It's a bag in that lane as well.
And there you have it from the man himself. You guys make sure you stay plugged in, tuned in, tapped in. I'm your host, Onney the CEO, and you are Outside the Box.